Well, good afternoon and welcome to Tea Time with Miss Liz. That's right, it's afternoon tea time today. So today in the studio, I'm joined with the author Carmen Swick, and she is an amazing young lady. So I'm going to share a little bit on her bio, and then we're going to get right into her backstory on how this all began and where she is today. So Carmen Swick is an author, a writer, a member of the Society of Children's Books Writers and Illustrators. She lives in Colorado with her family. They enjoy many of the outdoor activities that the central state has to offer. She volunteered for a nonprofit organization, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, where she held the position as president of the Denver chapter for the past 11 years, the chair for the Blind Taste of the Rockies, which is an annual fundraiser to raise awareness and to find a cure for blindness. In 2012, she led the role of chair in Denver Vision Walk, chair for the Ride for Sight Poker Run fundraiser, all the while attending school and libraries for presentation workshops and signings for the Patch Land Adventure series. She is presenting children's books author for the 2014 Young Writers Conference for Jeffco Elementary Schools. Well, welcome, Carmen. I always have to throw a joke in. I'm not. Oh my goodness.
That's okay.
So welcome, Carmen.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate you coming in and joining in today with me in the studio. So a little bit on the backstory on how it all began and how you've done all these incredible things with all these incredible foundations. So share away. The stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you. That was quite the introduction. I really appreciate that. And basically, just to give you a back origin of how I was inspired to start writing and how I fell into the Foundation Fighting Blindness is some of my friends, followers understand and know that my son Preston was born legally blind in his left eye, and he has some other prescriptions, amblyopia or bismuth, etc. And in order to strengthen his eye, his weaker eye, he had to patch his stronger eye. So as I was doing some research, I found the Foundation Fighting Blindness and went to a few of their meetings, symposiums, and ran into this wonderful man, Richard Fabian, and spoke to the medical chair at that time and shared some of my ideas. And, the medical chair, Alan Kimura at the time said, you are the lightness in their darkness. And I thought, well, how do you walk away from that? Right.
Right.
And just met such wonderful, wonderful people. The Foundation Fighting Blindness, they're the world's leading organizations. They basically they search for treatments for cures and blind and retinal diseases. They've had so many cutting edge technologies. They have wonderful doctors and scientists. Just seeing their clinical trials and research, it's just so wonderful. I was the Denver president for 11 years, stepped down not too long ago, and I'm still involved with them, just in a different platform. So I will always be involved. They actually have a Scramble for Sight that Scott Burt puts on every year. And that's coming up. And we have another fundraiser coming up for the Vision Walk. So, of course, they can always go to fightblindness.org, or they can reach out to me, whichever. So anyways, and then back to how I became the book author. I saw the struggles my son was having. And one time when we left the doctor's office, I was basically in tears, put on my sunglasses, buckled him in. He was 4 years old. And I said, Preston, your mom's going to write a children's book. And he just kind of looked at me and said, okay. And I thought, if he has to be just struggling, seeing people, the way the kids react to him, are you a pirate? Or are you, just a lot of things. And also the adults themselves. So it gave me the perfect opportunity to engage and educate children and adults alike. So I said to my son, well, mom is going to start doing it. And I did. I had to do a lot of research. I found this wonderful editor, Paige Lambert, that she's still with me till this day. And a wonderful creative partner, illustrator, Joey Manfrey. And still to this day, he's with me, that we're actually working on another project. And I started with, it's called Patchland Adventures. And that's how it started. I wrote a series of 3.
Yes, that's what I found. I found 3 books.
This one here is Fishing with Grandpa. The second one is Camping at Mimi's Ranch. And then I did the third one, Liz, is Pirate's Adventure. And then we just decided to do a spinoff. Guess what we did?
Yeah, I seen the
spinoff. We did the color book activity sheets. So basically, like if children want to, as they're patching and they want to do an activity to help strengthen their eye as well, to force their eye to work, it's that, or for children that, just want adventures and coloring books and things like that.
Or the big kids like me who like to color.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I seen the books, I was like, oh my goodness, those are amazing books for my granddaughter, and I was like, oh yeah. Like in the stories, I didn't get to read the stories, but I will be purchasing them and getting them for my granddaughter. And
thank you.
In the story of the grandpa, is there like a storyline, like an adventure with grandpa, an adventure with Mimi, the pirate? Like,
yes. So I did base a lot of the true stories, the backstories on this. I'll show you a picture. My father, I don't know why I'm getting emotional about that, but he inspired me to write this title with this book, because this is a pretty good illustration of my father. And there was this picture when he took my son to go fishing around the age of 4, around this age. And I took a picture from their back. And I just was, there was just something about that. And I thought, you know what? There it is.
Oh, wow. That is nice.
So it just inspired me that a child can do anything they want to do, regardless the challenge, even with an eye patch on. So that's how the adventure started. So he went fishing with an eye patch, And he went camping at Mimi's ranch, riding a horse.
I like that, Mimi. There's a lot of people that are being called Mimis now. So Mimi actually stands for grandma, right?
Right. That is his grandma. And just showing other kids here with their eye patches that, they can do anything. And at night, what this is they go to Patchland Adventures. So basically at night, he puts his eye patch underneath his pillow, and that's how it becomes Patchland. Basically, every animal, the airplane that I have wears an eye patch, and it's safe to do so. They ride their ATVs, they play soccer, they just go through all these adventures, showing these children, look what you can do. You can do anything you want to do.
I like that. And I like that. I have vision problems with my eyes, so I'm slowly losing my eyesight. So it really meant a lot to have you on and to learn more about everything and the journey and all that. So as a mom, it must have been hard knowing, right, that your child, like, to the moms that are out there listening and that will watch the replay, what message do you have for them?
Perseverance is you're your child's advocate. They did a interview, the foundation did, as a parent going through the support and what we actually feel and go through. You most definitely have to be their cheerleader. You have to be everything that you can possibly be, that person who goes out and researches, educates, just let them know that they can do anything that they can do. And, inside you wonder, did I do something wrong during pregnancy? Is there something I could have done differently? Am I doing everything I possibly can to help my child have the best life that he can by educating myself and diving into the foundation, which, oh my gosh, with you losing your vision. I mean, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, I can't say enough of the people that I've met there with the Lewis family. And there's just the Cronenberg. There's just so many there that I just have lifetime friends and family. Anyways, there's of information and support. And that's one thing that I've learned, to be that person and let that person be what they need to be. They're going to go through ups and downs. There's going to be depressions. There's going to be hardships. There's going to be so much going on with their mind. But at the end of the day, when you're there to pick them up, say, hey, you can do anything you want to do. My son played basketball. He played football. He played soccer as a little guy, lacrosse through high school, motocross. There's a big picture of him behind me doing motocross. So he raced. So let him know that you can do anything you want to do, climb mountains, do whatever you want to do. You just have to do it differently. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on the people's challenges. So that was something that I had to really get out of my comfort zone and dive into this, because I never thought that, for one, I'd be writing children's books. And I'm glad I did, because people like you are giving me a platform to help share some great news too, how things happen. And there's so much, like I said, clinical research going on. And it makes it know that it's fun, These children's books are fun, and I want to share the love.
I love that. So what was the journey writing the children's books? Because I'm an author. I write in adults in anthologies. So I've shared my personal story in many books. What's the difference between an adult's book and a child's book?
Well, a children's book, you're speaking to a child. You have to get into their way of thinking. And then also you have to think of who's going to be purchasing the books. It's the adults.
Yeah.
So you have to pertain to both of them. And that's what makes it fun, that you also have to be childlike when you speak, and make sure that even though I do when I'm writing my children's books, I did a lot of research. And even just with my latest book, the Chomper, My Bearded Dragon, this one here, because I went ahead and did another spin-off of this one. It takes place in Australia, but I'm constantly trying to educate myself to to give the information that I possibly can and still be loving and fun, and knowing that when I'm reading to children, that it's captivating to them. It might, maybe they're going through something harsh, and it releases them, escapes them from their everyday things, their harsh realities, whatever it is. You want to go into the world and you want to bring them into being the character in the book, that they can see themselves in there.
Yeah, I really wondered how much research goes into children's books, because I know for me, I do a lot of research on a lot of things. So it's important that we educate ourselves, before we deliver. I find like before we give the word out, we need to do our research too. We need to know what we're giving to begin with, And with Teatime, it's about teaching educational awareness. That's what T stands for me. It has nothing to do with a beverage at all. It's the teaching, And a lot of people will say, okay, so where does the T fit in? Well, the T is you. The T is your story. The T is your awareness. Each guest brings different awareness to different topics. So you're the T. I'm just pouring the pot. I'm just a pot holder. So for you with this journey, Carmen, what was the hardest challenge for you?
Having the confidence to put myself out there, to know that it's bigger than me. So if I were to speak whenever, the introvert in me as well too, there is, you have to be public to be able to speak. And I had to learn to have the confidence that I could do this, because like I said, it's bigger than me. I had something that I wanted to share, and hopefully I can help so many through my stories. I think it's a huge that you find a wonderful editor. Children's book, I mean, one word can change some things. Your book team, my illustrator that's able to speak to me and go, what's in her brain right now? What does she want her characters to do and look like, and to come together? So it's most definitely getting out of my comfort zone and believing in myself, that it's bigger than me, and it's not just about me. It's about the message and what I want to bring, to society, to the children, to this world. So that's just something that I had to learn and know that, not everybody might agree with your techniques of your writings, and there's just going to be a lot of different, it's just like eating Cheerios. You're not going to eat Cheerios every day, right? You're going to have Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, whatever it is.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles, Let's have some variety. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm bringing some variety, and I'm bringing some hope and showing some love. So that was, I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to learn. Like I said, I wasn't one that was born saying I'm going to be a writer. That was not, I didn't think that was in my cards. Then again, there's been a lot of surprises that I didn't think.
Yeah, our journeys just go a different way, right? We think, oh, life is going to be this way. And then boom, okay, this happens. Okay, We're doing this now. Okay, that's good.
Surprise. Thankfully, I have some wonderful family members and friends that have really supported me through this journey and still continue to. And much love to them. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful. That's my big word, is I'm very grateful to everybody and everybody that has supported me and will continue to, because I'm continuing to write. I am going to be bringing different flavors to my writing.
So are you working on a Chompers 2 book?
I am right now at this moment working on Pocky the Duck, which happens to be about a little girl who her best friend is a little duck. And actually at one time she actually had an eye patch. But however, this has nothing to do with it. It's just she's going to be on a farm and some unexpected things happen. Her goats go missing. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. My illustrator has just sent me some things with the cover that we're working on and character bios, because we do something differently. I decided, I hope it's unique to me. did character bios and for each character to help educate the children what the character is before the actual story, before they read the story. And I think I'm thinking I will do a sequel to this. I'm going to have help. I don't know. Chomper might go to the moon. I want suggestions. Chomper, she went to Australia.
Oh, so my goodness. So
she
there
goes
you go.
Next.
Chomper can go anywhere, right? And
that's right.
So
just
what I really, exactly. What I really liked that you said was different. As everybody knows, Miss Liz is different. And I like making a difference by being beautiful and different and unique. And I really love that you inspire children to do the impossible. No matter what disability they have, they can do the impossible. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about reading your bio and getting to know you, because we've been talking back and forth for a couple of weeks, and just understanding that children can do anything, and the impossible, you can do anything you set your mind to. You could be the next children's book writer. You could be the next actor. You could be the next person going to the moon if you want. You could go with Chomper. Chomper's going to the moon. So
if Chomper can go to the moon, we think Chomper's going to go to the moon. And just like you said, they can do anything. They can be, a doctor, a lawyer. I mean, whatever. I mean, electrician, whatever it is that they want to do. Like here's and in my books, it shows also that the child goes to the doctor different times, and it shows how he's improved by doing what he's supposed to do. On the third book, however, he didn't improve, but he didn't decrease in his eyesight. And that sometimes can happen, not to get discouraged, that, eventually things will get to where they need to be by their hard work. And see, like, here you go. There's this cute little picture with the airplane.
Oh my goodness. I really like the cartoon illustrator. Like whoever is doing the drawings, beautiful work.
Yes, he's so wonderful, Joey Manfrey. And see, they can do anything. They can go on it. They can do anything they want to do.
Oh, that is awesome.
Even though Patchland Adventure, Chomper's not about with the eye patching, but what it also shows is all my books is very consistent with their friendships, their unique friendships, just like Pocky's with the duck. Preston's best friend is his Weimaraner. He's his eye patch buddy.
Okay.
So the Weimaraner is in every book with him, and that's Bo. And with this little boy, Benny, Chomper's his best friend. Oh. So they all have unique relationships and friendships, and it doesn't matter how you look or what body type or animal or whatever it is. That's what's so special about the books. You can escape and do anything and be anyone you want to be. And hopefully I can bring the child to be in one of the characters in the book, and that they can see themselves being a character with the unique friendships that they develop.
I really like that. I like that you put the word friendship in there. And I really enjoy having books on Teatime, because I believe children need to read more. They need to get into it and get back into that imaginary land, like things can happen in a book, vision the book, vision the story. I know when I read a book, I'm like right in there. Like, it's like watching and walking through the story. So.
Yeah. So I also have these little animals. This is Barry the black bear with an eye patch.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's so cute.
He's so cuddly. And these children love, I mean, they can wear, use them for eye patch and, time, or just for a child that just wants this. And like, here's a little horse for like camping at Mimi's Ranch, because the horse has an injury in book 2. And, they have to figure out what happened to the horse, and children love to figure out, oh no, what happened to the horse? How's he going to get better? They want a solution, and they want to see that.
Yeah.
And that in every book, it shows an episode happening, and then how is it, going to get better, or how are we going to fix it? And there's always a solution in the books. So it's kind of neat. This is Mr. Koala. He's our wise one.
Oh, he's adorable.
So there you go. Yeah. So love this.
I love that you have little teddy bears and stuffed animals, and I collect big teddy bears. Like I'm a big old kid, kid at heart, so I love bears. I've given them all names, and my kids will ask, and I'll be like, "You move, Mr. Ruffles," and you know, and yeah. I
Yeah,
have different names for my different
you have different
stuffies.
names. That's
Oh yeah, and
important.
I gave a bunch of my bears away when I moved to my new location. Now I had over 40 bears, and I gave them to a little kid because he just loved the bears, so I just gave him all the bears.
I love them.
So
You know, Liz, too. I just recently I had a nonprofit called Love Smiles that just reached out to me and asked if I would be one of the authors to video record myself. Basically, I did it with my phone. I was trying all these crazy things, reading each book. So what happens is I touching on, just because your heart is very big with foundations and nonprofits and stuff, but this is children, obviously. And when I record it, I sent her my video of my recording. What she does is they developed an app. So these children, for the oncology, pediatric oncology hospital, children's hospital, they get to take the app, download it, and while they're going through their infusions, they get to pick an author to help them escape during those harsh realities.
oh,
So that's just another way of, being more innovative with the children's books. There's just so many different things now, like with your platform here, that how we can share to read. You can do it with YouTube, and there's just, so it's just a lovely thing to be able to expand more on my brand.
so like if anybody wanted to reach out to you for books, I'm going to bring up those links onto the stage, and then we'll get into the fighting the blind foundation, because I'd like to learn more about them as well and understand what they do for families and all that. So I'm going to bring a couple of links up, and you can explain what they are, and different stories that I found on you as well.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, I found a lot of stuff because you're all over, girl. So I did find your website. So I'm guessing that's where people can get your books. And
all over in a good way now.
Always in a good way. So I did find your website, Carmen. And then I did find Amazon, where you can get the books. And I believe I found the Goodreads. And then I found your LinkedIn. So if anybody would like to reach out to Carmen, they can reach out to you on LinkedIn.
I'm on Facebook, on Twitter.
So I found Amazon, the Patchland Adventures. What else did I find? I found so much. And then the WordPress.
That's my blog, yes.
So you have a blog. So do you write on that blog every day or once a month?
I'm not as active as I should be on it, and I definitely have to work towards that. And I will. It's also attached to my blog is attached to my Amazon also. So if they follow me as an author, they will be able to get my blog that way as well. So if they go onto the Amazon, it's also on Barnes and Noble. And I really also like to preach too, is going to your local libraries. If they don't have my book, they can get it in.
Yes.
And also your local bookstores. They would love to be able to, get your business and bring my books in as well too. So that's really awesome. Big to me, because they're very supportive also to your local book authors and indie and traditional authors. They're very supportive. So I like to also, give a big ups for the local bookstores as well.
Awesome.
And libraries.
So then I found your Facebook. So if anybody would like to reach out to you on Facebook. And I found, what else did I find? So I found an article here for the award-winning author. So could you share a little bit on that?
Yes, I think you're actually looking at that, that was my press release that my publicist did with my previous book. It went out to all different platforms and different media affiliations that picked up my information. And yes, there was two of my books were in for awards, and they were the mothers and teachers and different categories that the books have won. The book launch was actually on Chomper. So it had the information with the Patchland Adventures books, but also Chomper was the one that was being launched at that time, November 2020. And that's when the publicist went ahead and put that on there. They had, I don't know, different like NBC, different affiliates that picked up the book, which is wonderful.
Okay, and then I found the Waterstone. So I'm not sure what that one was. I think there was a write-up on you. It was like an interview. There was questions back and forth. So you were talking with someone. It was an interview that was a write-up and that. And then you had sent me the mother story. So we're going to get into that because this is where the blind Fighting Blindness Foundation comes in, I believe, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were a huge part of my book success too. And I felt honored, to be a part of the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And just like I said, all the friendships that I gained and, being with the community, and it's just being very positive in Preston's life through them, and just what they continue to do for so many people, and just seeing the advances that they're making in helping so many children's and adults too, obviously. But yes, they've done so much and continue to do so much.
So what do they do exactly for the families? Is there like a support group? Do they have the events? Like what exactly do they do with the families?
So basically, depending on your community, where you're located, they have different chapters.
Okay.
That do different things. They do support groups. They do online. Before the pandemic, we used to get together. We used to do things. I remember going bowling and going to different chapter members' homes and having meals. And like I said, we have the golf tournament. We did the Blind Taste of the Rockies. We set up one of my brother's hangars and we turned it into a jet set venue. We had speakers, people involved with the foundation. We have some pretty big hitters. Actually, Mrs. World, April Lufria, she also is very involved with the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And there's so many different eye diseases that they're trying to find cures and treatments for. And, it's you have macular, you have Stargardts, you have Ushers, which you're losing your eyesight and your hearing. And that's pretty difficult. But you have such love and support in these groups. If people really need that support, just reach out to your community and see if there's a chapter there. Believe me, they can do the research and see. They're all over, and if they can get involved in clinical trials, what's going on in their areas, how can they get involved to make a difference? It's not just always monetaries given. Bring awareness. Get out there with the vision walk. Bring awareness. People are always asking how I'm bored. Well, get out to your community, and this is
exactly get involved.
I can find things to help you. So just really get involved. Just reach out to someone in your community. Like I said, whether it's the Foundation Fighting Blindness, where it's pediatric oncology, the arthritis, whatever, cancer, whatever it is, anybody can get involved. I have a friend that has MS, and there's just a lot of different nonprofits that people can get involved in, and the Foundation Fighting Blindness is one of the largest ones out there. So
So is that only based in the United States, or is that like worldwide?
They're starting to go to different places, and
Okay.
that's just something that I was just talking to Richard Fabian about that too. I believe they might be in Australia now. So there's still some things that I need to educate myself a little bit more on what has happened recently.
Okay.
So, but they most definitely can find any support by going online that I
Okay.
might not be able to find. That if I can't find this for you, I can help direct you to where you can. And they have, different symposiums now. They go online. So everybody can join in on the new advances that they have. What is going on? What new vitamins is new shots for your eyes? Just anything that you need. It's there.
Yeah.
And that's why obviously they need to do the fundraiser so they can do the research that they need, the clinical trials and stuff.
So is there any way that we could help with getting the awareness out there? Like by having this interview with you, what more could we do for the viewers out there? How can they connect and get involved?
Like I had mentioned, they can get involved in their community. They can get involved in the vision walks. They can do online fundraising. Like my friend Scott Bird has his golf tournament now. You can become a sponsor. You don't actually have to be there presently there, but you can get your company's name there or your name or nominous, whatever it is that you want to do. Most definitely there's many ways of getting involved and making a difference to bring awareness to where a lot of people are not aware of that this foundation is here to help them, to help be, a sense of community for them. And that's what the chapters bring for them.
Well, that's cool. And that's how I find things out too, is research. Just research. If you want to know something, just look for it, and if you can't find it, then create it.
Correct.
If it's not out there, then create it if you really want it. Make the difference that you want to see in the world,
Yeah,
So-
get your tribe out there. I had to, get my tribe out there. It's just looking at this picture with my son that we were at the Patchland Adventures Vision Walk, and I just seeing him there on that article that you were speaking of with the A Mother's Perseverance for her son, after learning what, Preston needed and how my journey started. So yeah, it's really neat. And I will continue to read books and help out there in the community. And I like to donate books when I can. So it really helps when if someone has it that they are able to do that I can also donate to different organizations as well.
So do you travel, Carmen, like to go to different schools and that and share on the books, or?
I did. I don't now because, of what's going on, but I was able to go to the libraries. I mean, not the libraries, but I just did 2 different events. I was outside at the park. So I was able to read to the children and explain different books, things like that. So I've been able to do that at least, and authors are able to do it through Zoom now.
Yeah.
So there's other ways of communicating with children and being still involved with them.
So did you find any book groups for children online during what's going on with COVID?
In which way do you mean?
Like, was there any Facebook groups created or Instagram groups created for children, like to read to them?
Yes, actually, I'm going to be reading here in a couple of weeks on Clubhouse. It's a new, which I've connected with you on Clubhouse. So, yes. So, I'm sorry, just need to write. My son-in-law's just here picking up my granddaughter. I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
It's live, right? We're live.
No, and this is what tea time is. It's a home style. So if you were at my house having a cup of tea and somebody sent you a message, you would have to answer them. And this is what tea time is.
Yes, and I feel bad because I can hear them downstairs, but they're trying to behave. I just said, be quiet. I don't like my little Palmer. I don't like to ignore her. But anyways, I'm going to be reading on Clubhouse so the parents can actually get on Clubhouse and hear you, as an author read. Yep. And like I said, I was outside at the park being able to do that. And there's Facebook has these children's programs as well. And Instagram still trying to learn how to get more onto their
Yeah, I'm still
trying to get
learning Instagram
comfortable.
myself. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that. And yeah, I'm still learning. And there's so much coming out. But Clubhouse is an amazing platform. If anybody out there, any of the viewers are watching, and anybody who watches the replay, check out Clubhouse. I do believe it's invite only unless
It
they've
is.
changed it. I have some invites. So if anybody is truly interested in Clubhouse, I will send you an invite because I do believe I have 6 invites left. So I will give you it for no charge.
That's
So,
great. Yes, I also have some as well.
but I'm saving my invites for people who are serious about networking and connecting because that is an amazing platform for working
Absolutely.
and
Yes,
getting connected in the world.
I
So
agree with
I'm
you.
not just giving it away just because you want to be on the Clubhouse, and that's not how it works for me. So.
No, because it is definitely about networking and helping each other out as you're giving me this platform to help, bring awareness and share my love, my passion, and, information with the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And yeah, and you know what helps too is some local media that might pick up your stories, and they have done that for us. And that was very, very nice. And I was very grateful. So that's one way as well, too, to help get the word out as well. Everybody does their part in their way. You never know. One person might speak to another person that says, hey, I can help you with this or that. You know how that is, Liz.
Yep.
Absolutely. And you write, and you know how many hours you spend and what your passion is, and the downs where I've had some tears going, what am I doing?
What am I doing, right?
I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, let me call. Yes, my editor.
I think all authors have that moment where they're just like, what am I doing? Like, who's gonna read this? Like, I think we all go through that stage. Yeah. Whether it's children's books or adult books, or I think we all go through that as an author. It's that self-doubt, that one moment of glance, like, but we always get through it, and then the books come out and then we're like, oh my God. And just to touch a book that you've written in is magical.
Thank you.
It is different than just grabbing a book from somebody else. But when you write in a book and you actually hold that magic piece, the book itself it's magical. I cry every time I open my boxes. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this book. Like, right. I'm a co-author for 4 books, and I'm working on my first draft because it's going to be launched in the spring for book 4 for Sacred Hearts Rising. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this again. And I'm going through all of the things again because they're anthologies that are based on true stories. And
that's wonderful.
But when the book comes in, it's just like, I did it.
I know. It's so you're just like, oh my gosh, now you have to market. And that's where your friends and family and your tribe comes in. It's like, help me,
Yeah.
One thing that helps too is reviews.
Yes.
If you purchased a book and you really sincerely love the book, please go on to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever it is, and write a review. That really helps to get the word out and the message out. And that's there's nothing better than when someone appreciates your work as an author. So,
oh goodness, yeah.
Absolutely. And, another thing too, when I first started to write and learning so much, and I do the old school still, I do my mock-ups. So I actually went to a kindergarten class and went and spoke to those kids. Those children, they're going to tell you how it is. They're going to ask
oh, yeah, they will.
They'll ask you questions. So I actually changed a few things in my book. But here's my mock-up. This was for Chomper, okay?
Yeah.
I literally cut out and tape on each page to see how I want the layout to be.
Okay.
And that way you can change your mind if you do a full trunk, half a trunk, et cetera. And one of the children asked me, they said, well, how does Preston go to Patchland? I mean, how does he get there? How does the horse get there? How does, they kept asking. Then I thought, hey, Sally. And I went, you know what? You're right. They don't
Yeah.
know because I just said Preston goes to Patchland. So in my book, I changed it and said at nighttime, he takes his eye patch and puts it underneath his pillow. That's how he goes to Patchland. So because of one
Oh.
of those children that raised their hand, I was able to change it because they're brutally honest.
Yes, they
They'll
are.
they'll tell you how it is. They're your biggest critic, which
Oh yeah. If you want the truth, ask a child.
yeah, that's one thing we have to learn. It's just like, oh gosh, like I said, hopefully, they can be kind, even though they might not agree with your writings 100%. But there's a lot out there, and hopefully they understand that a writer, what they go out and try to do. And that's why I think it's important, like I said, to have a good team, your editor and stuff like that, that can help you out and go, hey, this, I remember when I first started, she's like, this is a great idea. You have so much words. Now, here comes the word. Here's the plot, here's this, here's that. Let's break this down. Let's, condense your text, because I keep writing and writing, and then you have to bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. But yeah, this character might be doing this or that, but yes, so it's quite.
Well, it's like we just throw everything on paper, right? And then we're like, oh, okay, well, we can't have 3,000 pages here. We have to bring it down to like 20 pages,
Right.
So
depending, obviously, like you said, depending also obviously what genre you're in.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the kids' pictures book. I really enjoy being that child and being able to, as I would say, if someone can get into my mind, they might get lost.
I say that all the time, and my kids are like, Mom, we already get lost without even getting in your mind.
Exactly. So, hey, let me dive into my world here, would you, for a minute? It's just a beautiful thing. Literacy is a great thing. And to be able to show that and share that your work with people, and hopefully that they will enjoy and love it as much too. And that I'm, able to donate to different libraries and schools and stuff like that, demographically might need a little help. And so, yeah, so it's just a wonderful thing. And I'm going to continue to do this for as long as I can.
Oh, I love that. So because we're on Teatime, and I do this with everyone that I have on Teatime, what does tea mean to you, Carmen?
Tea means an escape for me. I am someone who has to do the decaffeinated. So I love tea. As I love ginger. I love the lavender, the chamomile, just things that just almost make you have that spa smell, that feeling, And I had mentioned to you that my friend Margot Seymour she owns the Denver Tea, and she was a huge supporter for us, which was wonderful. And she's a very supportive lady, but she's online, but I would go to her tea room, and I did an author reading with some really great people, other authors. And you would just sit there, and as you're doing it, you could have your champagne or whatever, but just that tea to escape. And I look forward to it, even when it's with the heat. I still look forward to it. I grab my tea in the late afternoon, and it's just something about it that it helps to relax me. And I need that. Says my lavender roll on. I definitely need that. So yes, there is some, and that is you. I mean, I see your tea set back there.
Yes, this is my tea room. I'm actually in my tea room.
It's so beautiful.
So yeah, I have tea all over. I have like 500 cups of tea that nobody sees. I have like 30 teapots over here. I'm a big collector. I just love the stories behind the tea cup, because each cup is made handmade, or who painted it, who drank from it, what and how was it passed down? Was it your grandma's cup? Was it your great grandma's cup? How many times did you drink out of it? So there's so many stories with a teacup, and that's what life is all about. We have all these different stories that make us. So yeah. That's where the tea comes in for Miss Liz. I'm just a tea addict when it comes to cups and stuff like that. And what I do with all of the guests that come on is, if you notice their posters, Carmen's favorite color was pink. So you'll see that I'm wearing pink, and I'm drinking from a pink teacup. So
Oh, very
I
cool.
always bring in the personal touch because I feel that we need that more in the world. We need that personal connection. So
Yes, and I'm wearing like this little rose quartz today, the little pink that I
look
had
at
some
that.
local. Actually, she's an author too. She make this bracelet too. And my granddaughter's favorite color is pink. I also like red, so I applaud you for bringing in my love here. So thank you. And doesn't a cup of tea bring in for some great conversations
It
too?
does.
While you're sitting there holding that nice warm cup and just
Yeah.
like I said, there's just something about holding your hands and tasting that tea and
I'm
oh,
actually drinking today strawberry pink lemonade tea.
mm,
So I love lemon teas. I just love the citrus teas a lot. So
I love
it,
lemon
it
as well.
relaxes me
Mhm.
and it makes me just calm, right? So now if I gave you the letters TEA, what words come for each letter?
TEA,
Yeah.
and you want me to come up with one for each one, right?
Hmm.
Um, for T, tremendous love for the world and support.
Oh, I love that. I've never gotten that word yet.
Yes. And the E, oh my gosh, there's a lot of words floating around, but the energy, the eyes,
Okay.
there's just so many that I could come up with. The E, obviously, we're speaking about the eye, the
Yeah.
health of an eye. E, having the energy that you need to persevere what you're doing, keep going and going and going. Um, yes. And then the A, I'm sure there's a lot of people going, Carmen, let me help you here.
Right, they're all like screaming.
Where's the comments at? Where's this interaction thing going on? For A, you know, sometimes being absent is okay.
Oh,
So I have to.
those are three words I've never gotten before, and there's a reason why I ask all of the guests these questions is because each cup is different and each
Absolutely
person is different, and they
just
see.
escape and be absent. You just.
I like that. I like that. Well, the energy, right? We need to be absent from the.
That's right.
Sometimes I really
The
like that.
tremendous energy, and you can be absent from just yes.
There you go. So that's Carmen's message for tea. So for all the viewers out there and for the ones that will be watching the replay, please reach out. Please make a difference. If you know of someone who is struggling with eyesight problems, please reach out to the Fighting Blindness Foundation. See how you can help. Get connected, get involved, do your research because there's so many different organizations and foundations out there that need to be seen. They need to be heard. And this is what I do is I bring awareness to all of these incredible places that are not being seen. And I'm throwing that word seen in there a lot because we work with the eyes. We see with the
Yes.
eyes and we feel with our eyes. If you really want to know the truth about anyone, look at the eye. You'll see.
Yeah, because you can have sight without having vision. So,
Exactly.
and as you know, I'd like to talk to you further about your eyes as well and see how
Yeah.
I can possibly help direct you and give you some comfort in what you might be experiencing.
Yeah, it's been since I've been little, and they told me that by the time I'm 55, I'll be completely blind. But I pray to the Lord that, He'll give me an extra 5, 10 years. But it's a journey. So I enjoy looking at things, the small things, and enjoying the little things.
This
But
is
that
why this
does,
is so personal to you
yeah,
and to have me here. I feel very honored and to be here, that you chose me to be here for this time with you. And I really would like to hear more about your eyesight as well too,
well,
and
I
see what we
appreciate
can
that.
do for you and see that there's hope. And as you said, they're telling you this, but I'm looking at the Foundation Fighting Blindness and saying, there's hope.
There
And
is.
just remember that there's
Yeah.
always hope.
Well, I hold on to the hope, right? And all of my guests, I personally reach out to them because they connect. There's something in your story, your backstory that grabs me. I want to bring guests on that relate and resonate with my story in some way. So children's book, I love children's book, and I'm actually trying to write my first children's book as well. So that's why I asked a lot of questions on the children's book because I'd like to write a story on my granddaughter. So Oma and Raylan's adventures. So I just want to kind of do like a spelling bee kind of book where children get to spell the
That's
words
wonderful.
and that. So I'm big
Yeah,
on
notice how
education.
one word changes everything. It's people are not aware of that, how one word can just change so much. So, and one thing to remember is in a children's book, every page has to tell a story. So anyway.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research on that, so I'm really looking into authors this year for Tea Time and people that are different and beautiful, because we all have a different story, and that so.
Being different is okay. That's what makes this world go around, and I'm so thankful for all the differences in people, and I just love that there's just so many. It's like a big melting pot of differences in people, and that's what makes these people so unique. It makes you unique. It makes you lovable. It makes you who you are. Just keep shining your light, no matter how it's shining. Keep shining it.
Yeah, I'm that little glow worm. Maybe I'll be a glow worm in the children's book.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz, so much for this time. And like I said, in this platform, and able to get my message out as well. It was wonderful spending this time. And I'm very grateful and humbled that you chose me to be here with you as one of your presenting authors today.
Well, I want to really thank you for joining me in the studio today. So any final words before we close our tea time up?
I honestly just want to say thank you so much for everybody that has supported me and keeps supporting me. And I'm very grateful for people like you. I'm grateful for my family, my friends. I'm just, like I said, I think today my gratitude is, the word is gratitude. And if I'm able to help them in some way and, help whatever in every way that I can. And I'm getting the same there, I'm not only reciprocating if I can, but I want to say thank you so much for continuing my journey and to help spread the love. And I hope by supporting me, they realize that they're also supporting so many out there too, that I'm able to help support in different ways. And hopefully they really, really are enjoying my books and are excited for the next one to come out, because I'm excited about this next one. Very excited. Hopefully by November.
Oh, awesome. Before the Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas books.
Yes. So my illustrator and I, we keep each other accountable. We speak on a weekly basis.
Oh, that's cool.
So we stay on track.
Awesome.
Yep.
So I want to thank all the viewers who watched today. I did see some of the comments coming in. I'm going to be working on the glitches because there's glitches on the studio in here. But a lot of comments that came in were thank you, Carmen, for sharing your stories and then where they could get the books. When I put the links up, you can click on the links. You can purchase the books on Amazon. You can Target, I believe, sells them as well. And you can find Carmen on Instagram, Twitter as well. I didn't bring up those links, but she's all over. And this woman is amazing. And I am honored to have you on Tea Time. So I will see everyone for the next Tea Time on the 27th, where I will have Morris the Connector coming in, and he'll be sharing his backstory and that, and some incredible, powerful, he's a life coach. So I just want to bring some power. So get ready, because he is a powerhouse. So again, Carmen, thank you so much for joining me today. And to all the viewers who watched the replay, please share the Tea Times. They are all public, and I'm big on getting the awareness out there. And we will make a difference, one cup of tea at a time.
Absolutely. And keep spreading that love, Liz. Very appreciative of your platform here. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll be speaking soon.
For sure.
Thank you.